Welcome back to the Odyssey. I am Mike Odyssey, and today we have two major topics to go over in this video. The first one is the Legend of Zelda movie. We're going to go ahead deep into this, and we're going to talk about the people who are involved with the movie, a little bit about their background so that we can better understand how good this movie has the potential of being. And the second topic is Nintendo Switch 2 and the debate that's out there right now in regards to the console being as powerful as the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I think I have some things to add on it that I think would actually put this discussion to bed once and for all. Let's go ahead and get started. Before we get into this video, I would love to ask for your subscription, but not just ask, I will put in the work for you, because here we have Monday through Friday news every single day, Odyssey News, where we talk about everything inside the world of Nintendo. We have products and we have reviews. And other than that, in the personal side, I am a big advocate for disabilities because I myself am legally blind. My daughter has autism, so I am a big advocate for disabilities and people with autism as well. So if this sounds like a place you would love to subscribe to, I would love for you to be part of the family. Hit that subscribe button and that bell for notification and join our amazing family here at the Odyssey. Thank you in advance for your subscription, and let's get into the news. I'm including timestamps below to give you the choice of watching whichever news you want to watch first. All right, so let's start with the Zelda movie first. We're going to go over everything so that at the end of this video, you know everything there is to know that is confirmed about the Legend of Zelda movie. So first off, it has been 100% confirmed that the Legend of Zelda movie will be live action and not animated. Okay, so Shigeru Miyamoto and Nintendo have confirmed that the Legend of Zelda movie is currently in pre-production and it's going to be live action. Now, there are three major players involved with Nintendo in the creation of the Legend of Zelda live action movie, and the first and biggest one is Sony. Yes, you heard me right. Sony Pictures is involved and invested in the Legend of Zelda movie. When I mean invested, I mean they put their own money as well into this production. Nintendo and Sony have both put their money to produce this movie. Nintendo put a little more, so they are like the majority shareholder of the movie, and Sony put about 40% of the finances. So Sony will be in charge of basically bringing this movie to theaters, the Blu-rays, the streaming services, all that stuff on distribution part. So Sony will be in charge of the distribution of the movie. Now, the studio that's actually filming the movie is called Arad Productions. Now, what is Arad Productions? Let's take a deeper look here. I am here at the IMDb website of Arad Productions, and to look at the movies they've worked on in the past, so to kind of find out their experience, right? So the last movie they worked on was Uncharted with Tom Holland. Then they worked on Borderlands. So Borderlands is a video game, so they have experience working with that. They worked on Kraven the Hunter. They worked on Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. They worked on Spider-Man Homecoming as well. All right, so basically they've been involved in the Marvel universe. They worked in Ghost in the Shell, an Untitled Venom sequel. They got Bratz. They got Metal Gear Solid, another video game. They have Naturo. Of course, The Legend of Zelda is also listed on there. We have Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures in 2006. Cody and the Rospian, or whatever that is. This next person has a very, very important role, okay? And he is the writer of the movie. Him and Shigeru Miyamoto will pen down and put together the story that will be told for this live action movie. And his name is Derek Connolly. He will be the writer for the Legend of Zelda movie. Now, what he's done in the past, he's worked on Jurassic World Dominion. He's worked on Star Wars Episode 4, The Rise of the Skywalker. He's worked on the movie Pokemon Detective Pikachu. He's also worked on Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. He worked on Kong, Skull Island, King Kong. He worked on Monster Truck, Lego Jurassic Park, a lot of Lego movies in the past. But those are the biggest movies he's worked on. Pokemon Detective Pikachu was awesome. And of course, I love the Jurassic World series. Let's move on to another big role, which is the director. Who will direct this movie? His name is Wes Ball. Now, what has Wes Ball worked on, right? What has he worked on that could tell us this guy is the right man to direct the Legend of Zelda movie? And we have some movies that he has directed in the past, and this includes Maze Runner, Death Cure, Maze Runner, The Scorched Trials, and the Maze Runner, basically the Maze Runner trilogy. Not quite the biggest background, but hopefully he is the right person for the job. Now that is all the information we have so far, and you are up to date on everything related to the live action of Zelda movie. If you want to hear more from that, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the bell for notifications, because I want to keep you up to date in everything we hear regarding the live action movie of The Legend of Zelda. All right, so let's move on to today's next topic, which is Nintendo Switch 2 and the discussion that is out there in regards to its power. There are a lot of people kind of semi-upset. Some people are accepting it, some people are okay about it. But with that rumor that states that Nintendo Switch 2 is as powerful as a PlayStation 4. Now, before we dive too deep into the topic, I just want to put out there, listen, Nintendo Switch 2 is just a placeholder name. Second, Nintendo has not confirmed or denied anything regarding the Nintendo Switch 2 and its specs. We don't know for sure what the console is going to look like, what it's called, and how powerful it will be. Everything that we have heard so far regarding the Nintendo Switch 2 has been out there by leakers that have gotten a lot of information correct in the past. So that's what we reported, by rumors, and of course, credible sources on the mainstream media, like the big media, right? Like CNN and all this other stuff here. And so all the information that we have, that we know about the next gen system does not come from Nintendo, and therefore it is not confirmed until Nintendo actually issues the statement and releases the console, kind of, gives us the announcement of the console with all of its specs. Okay, let's put this out there first. We're just talking about things that we have heard from credible sources and not Nintendo. Now, with that said, will the Nintendo Switch 2 be as powerful as the PlayStation 4? Let me ask you this. Was the PlayStation 4 console, or was it a portable console? That's the first question I want to put out there. It was not a portable console. It was a system, right? A system that you can only play on your TV. It was not a portable console just like this one. Now, when it comes to power, just talking about power itself of a PlayStation 4 level in a console like this one, wouldn't that be a great thing? I personally believe it would be an amazing thing. Not to mention Spider-Man Miles Morales and Spider-Man were both on the PlayStation 4. And so these games look and work amazing on that console. And so with that said, I want to say a couple more things that will kind of give you a better understanding of whether, if it's true that we get that PS4 power on the Switch 2, why this is not a bad thing and why it will still be comparable to the PlayStation 5. Yes, you heard me right. It will still be comparable in graphics to the PlayStation 5, even with the PlayStation 4 powerful chip. This is why. Back in the day, there was this thing called a hard drive. We still have them somewhere around there. They're not as prominent as they used to be, but it was a big giant disc, square looking thing. I have it here on screen here, that has a disc right in the middle. And that disc, that physical disc, spins around and it stores information, and it's the storage of the device, right? Let's say a hard drive that is like 500 gigabytes big, a hard drive that is 200 gigabytes. It's what stores your information. Now, this technology over the past 10 years has completely changed the game. We no longer have these giant storing discs that spin and allow the loading time on your screen to just go at the bar just to fill in little by little, right? Now we have something called M.2 drives that actually read and write in almost instantly compared to the hard drive, right? So back in the day for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, we had hard drives. We had these solid hard drives, right? Then we moved over to SSD, solid state drives. That means that there is no disk spinning around. It's just a chip, right, that reads and writes, which is almost not instant, but very fast, but a lot faster than the physical disk. Now we have M.2, which is the other version of the SSD, a more advanced one that almost reads and writes instantly. So let's say you're putting a game in the system. Compared to the hard drive we had 10 years ago, the SSD, the M.2 drives, there will be no loading times. No loading times between things that are coming up. No loading times between the game starting and ending, or you saving or whatever. No loading times will be present. So there lies one of the biggest upgrades to the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on the current Nintendo Switch. Number two, when it comes to the GPU, right? That GPU, the chip, right, that belongs on the PlayStation 4. Let's say that chip is on the Nintendo Switch. That chip will not be working by itself. There is something called DLSS, developed by NVIDIA, okay? And what this does is that it uses the combination of the chip and software, okay, to produce higher resolution images, to upscale the image to 4K resolution. Now, the actual version of the DLSS, even though we have DLSS 3.5 for the Nintendo Switch, will be 3.1, which is still a really good high-end software or DLSS that also works and produces ray tracing on the Nintendo Switch. So we have a chip, an NVIDIA chip for I think is a NVIDIA Tegra 4329 that will have the ability to process DLSS 3.1 with ray tracing. This itself did not exist 10 years ago, okay? With that little chip. This DLSS technology with the NVIDIA chip will allow the image to upscale using software, okay? Using AI, which is something we didn't have back in the day. And so together with that, with the 3.1 DLSS, which upscales to 4K resolution and also gives you ray tracing, which is crazy, right? Along with Nintendo's own AI upscaling software, something they have been working on and we discussed here with patents, that itself blows the PlayStation 4 out of the water and the Xbox One from 10 years ago. What Nintendo is doing is producing the same quality image from a PlayStation 5 and Xbox One, but they're taking a different route, guys. They're taking a different route on this matter. Nintendo, Xbox and PlayStation, they both went the hardware route, the teraflops and the GPUs, CPUs, and that's why they have these mega big giant systems. They have these big giant systems, right? Because there is a lot of hardware in there. Hardware, right? There's nothing intelligent in there. It's all hardware. Now, Nintendo is using a smaller chip, right? From, let's say it's a 10-year chip, but it's a better chip now. But with the addition of DLSS, AI upscaling, ray tracing, all this information, Nintendo is taking a shortcut to the same exact position graphically that all these other consoles are at. Now that we know that the Nintendo Switch 2 might have a chip that is as powerful as a PS4, but with the addition of the DLSS 3.1 upscaling plus ray tracing, and of course the Nintendo AI upscaling method, that will actually bring the graphics way higher than they were on the PS4, and it will make the games run so much better, along with the M.2 drive that will serve as the storage for the games, which will have so much faster, almost instant reading speeds. Will the Nintendo Switch 2 be as powerful as a PlayStation 4? Or will the Nintendo Switch 2 be a beast all on its own, not being compared to the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X or any other console? Will the Switch 2 be a beast all by itself. Remember, the biggest thing Nintendo has is its IPs. Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, Splatoon. Everything that makes Nintendo great lies in its games more than its software. So as long as Nintendo produces the most amazing games with their most amazing IPs and characters, we have nothing to worry about, guys. Let me know, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. Leave your comment down below on your thoughts regarding the Nintendo Switch 2 or the Legend of Zelda movie. And I will see you in the next awesome adventure here at the Odyssey. Remember to never give up and to journey on. Peace.